Hi there, I'm Will Richmond, editor and publisher of VideoNuze, and I am delighted to have Ron Gutman, CEO of Wurl, join me today to discuss some exciting product news from the company. Hey, Ron, how are you?
Very good. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for taking time to talk today. And before we jump into the product announcement, maybe you could just spend a couple of minutes talking about what Wurl does and about your role.
Absolutely. So I've been in the TV tech, video tech distribution, ad tech business for 25 years in executive roles, and I joined Wurl practically from day one as a CTO, and about 3 months ago, I was appointed to be the CEO of the company. We here detected the shift that's going on early on of all forms of TV, from the traditional cable satellite to streaming apps, and we tried to solve the biggest industry problem. The first problem was to create channels and distribute them. And we created disruptive technology. Today we have thousands of channels, hundreds of content companies using us, distributing to hundreds of different destinations. TV channels, ad-supported, all over the world. The second problem that we detected, once the distribution foundations were there, the second problem was how to monetize the distribution. We launched AdPool in 2021, started to scale it in 2022. Today is a fundamental part of all of our customers' monetization. We bring a lot of demand, much better yield, differentiated demand. And that allowed us to actually look at the third biggest problem the industry have, and we just recently launched ContentDiscovery.
Well, let's just stop there for a second, Ron, because obviously that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
And first of all, congratulations on launching ContentDiscovery. And I think it would be great if you could just talk a little bit about, in more specifics, about what ContentDiscovery is, and really what specific problem it is that you're trying to solve on behalf of your customers.
That's right. So the thing that changed recently is that streaming is extremely monetizable, it's extremely successful, and more channels, more and more apps are available. Many people don't even know how many channels they have and how many apps they have on their TV. They buy a Samsung, an LG, Vizio, a Roku TV. They have hundreds of channels, hundreds of apps, and they can't really find all that content. That also poses a big problem for the marketing people of the content companies and streamers, because the competition is high and marketing is very expensive. So that's exactly the problem that ContentDiscovery is solving, is to bring the right people that are going to like your content, to know about your content, to discover your content, and then do the transition, install the app, change the channel to watch your content in a profitable manner. If you're just doing marketing the traditional way, you can't measure it. It's just very expensive. Humans are making decisions, and it's just very expensive. ContentDiscovery is 100% measured, machine learning powered advertising platform that allows the marketing people to have full control on their KPI. They define their KPI, and because we measure exactly who we target and exactly how they did, they converted, how long they watched, and in the meanwhile, our machine learning is optimizing for the KPI. It actually turns the marketing portion from a cost center to a profit center. That changes the dynamics completely. That's what we're trying to do. That's a very different discussion between the CMO of every company and the CFO of every company, once the marketing is proven to be profitable.
I can't think of a CMO who wouldn't like to have a discussion with their CEO explaining how they've all of a sudden become a profit center for the company instead of a cost center. So that alone feels like a pretty appealing proposition. But let's just, Ron, if we might take what you just described and make it a little more tangible for our viewers, maybe you could just give a rough example of how a marketer would actually use content discovery and sort of how some of the technical aspects of what you talked about, the MO and everything else, will actually translate into their experience.
Absolutely. So the first step is the marketer needs to define their KPI. For example, if it's a subscription service, they need to know how much what's profitable for them. Because it depends how many months or what they think how many months as someone who's subscribed to their app will stay. So they define the KPI. For example, I want to reach $30 per subscriber. Why? Because I know they'll stay for an average of 8 months and that's going to be profitable. If it's an ad supported, we can actually measure exactly how many impressions someone watched and when it becomes profitable. And then they can define their expectations for the return on ad spend. Many of our customers are seeing 2x as their KPI. For every dollar, I want to reach 2x. So they define the KPI, they provide us, we'd like to get as many creatives as possible, as many marketing messages, because our machine learning will optimize for different people, different user journey, different messages, different content, based on what they watch in the past that they may like on your channel, on your app. So you define the KPI, get us the creatives, and press the green button. Then they will see the performance, how it's doing. And what we're seeing with a lot of our customers is that the performance is improving and improving as the machine learning is detecting more and more people and measuring how they're doing, improving their performance. At that point, they can make a decision how they want to react. They can put more creatives, they can change the KPI, they can decide to reach different channels. Many of our customers have many channels and many apps, and they kind of toggle on where they want to bring people based on new content that they have or new distributions that they have or new releases of apps that they have.
Yeah, I mean, what you're describing, Ron, is kind of a closed loop marketing situation that is very similar, if you will, to the kind of full funnel or lower funnel performance-oriented marketing that we've seen executed by the biggest digital players, whether that's Google, Facebook, and others. To some extent, they've formularized, if that's a word, for marketers, how much money they put in the form of their marketing dollars and what outcomes or KPIs they're going to achieve. And that ability to formularize has unlocked this massive spigot of marketing dollars in the digital realm. And it feels a lot like what Wurl Content Discovery is doing is kind of emulating that playbook, enabling marketers to run that digital advertising playbook, but within connected TV and streaming. That's something that I've personally written a lot about in terms of the potential of CTV long-term. Sounds like you're executing on that right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We didn't invent performance marketing. That has been very successful in web and gaming apps and apps on mobile. There was a big challenge how to do it in CTV, because by nature it's a multi-device ecosystem. So we learn what people we understand which people we want to target that are best match for your content, and then we're going to find them on mobile on CTV, and then we're going to track their installations on mobile and CTV and their viewership on mobile and CTV. And that's kind of, it's bringing the concepts that worked very well on mobile and web by Google, Facebooks, and Apple and others, and applying them on CTV for streamers. And like in those markets, once you meet your KPI, there is no better way to spend your marketing because it's profitable. And then the heavy lifting, it's all about how good is your machine learning, how much data you have, how much more people you can find, it's all the burden falls on us, and that's exactly what you want to do with technology in 2023. You want it to be machine learning. You want it to be successful, as better as the machine learning, as your machine learning is getting better, like
Absolutely.
Google and Facebook's and other companies.
Right, absolutely. Ron, we only have a couple minutes left, but I'd like to just ask a couple other quick questions, maybe for quick replies. One is that there's a tremendous amount of excitement right now in the industry around so-called FAST channels, free advertising supported TV channels. And there are now, probably thousands of these FAST channels out there, but it's one thing to launch a FAST channel. It's another thing to actually build an audience for a FAST channel and scale that audience. I wonder if you could just speak to what Wurl's content discovery can do for FAST channels to help them build their audience, and also importantly, to then monetize that audience.
Absolutely. So if you're already a customer of ours, you're already distributing your FAST channels very well, and you're already monetizing your channels very well with ad pool. If you are not, then you should at least ad pool, because you can't. There is no point bringing people to watch your channels if you can't fulfill 80%, 90% at high CPM the ad breaks. It would be just very hard to bring people that will provide return on ad spend. So if you are a customer of ad pool already, then you monetize your channels well. If not, you can be, and you will monetize your FAST channels very well. Then we would also be able to find people, and it's changing all the time. There are millions of new people joining every month with new TVs, and they watch usually one or two channels at best. They don't even know that they have so many channels. Many times we need to find them on their mobile device while they are watching something on the TV, just to tell them that they have the channel that they like to watch. They don't know they like to watch it. They don't know they have free access to it. We'll find them on the mobile and bring them to their channel. So it's like releasing a movie. You need to put some marketing. Same with FAST channels, especially since it's profitable with content discovery. You launch a FAST channels, you have existing FAST channels. There are millions of people that never knew about your channel, never watch your channel. Maybe they watch it in the past but forgot about it because they have so many options. Our machine learning will find them in the right place at the right time, and the conversion will be such that it's profitable. So we call it high value users. What it really means, everybody is high value viewers to at least some content. Is finding the right people that match your content.
Right. The FAST channel situation is a little bit akin to the old expression about if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it actually make a sound?
It doesn't even exist. That's right. Is the tree monetized?
Right.
Probably not.
Right. It was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Ron, last question. Obviously this is Wurl Content Discovery is going to be a very important contribution to the ecosystem in terms of FAST channels and others being able to monetize, convert, make their marketing spend far more efficient, help to pull CTV into more of a full funnel realm, capitalizing on all of the advantages that we've seen in digital. Just a last quick question for you. As you look out in the market over the next, let's just call it 2 to 3 years. So no deep crystal ball gazing here, but just a modest level of, relatively near term 2 to 3 years. What excites you the most?
Well, it's the democratization of content. That's the real potential of streaming. Think about a browser and websites. Anyone can distribute your content, can monetize the content. You have options of the best content available to you. So that's what's going on. It's unlimited content. And when you have unlimited content, like you have unlimited web pages, what you need is a Google search, or in the CTV, you need a content discovery. You need some mechanism that will connect you to the content that you like. So that's what I think will happen in the next 5 years. The traditional cable and satellite is very limiting. We've seen the shift going from day one. The shift is not going to stop. In 5 years, it will be The browsers are the CTV manufacturers. They know how to create that ecosystem. They are the operation system. They are the Apple and Google of the mobile. You'll have as many apps and as many channels, close to infinite, and the challenge would be to accelerate it, and forever is to connect the people to content. And again, content discovery will accelerate that shift, I believe, and will help the content companies to have this transition profitable for them too.
Well said. And I'm pleased to add that actually there's an accompanying white paper to the Wurl Content Discovery launch that VideoNuze and Colin Dixon at Endscreen Media collaborated with Wurl on. And that white paper is now available both at VideoNuze.com and also at Wurl and at EndscreenMedia.com. So Ron, this was great. Thank you so much for taking time today to explain Wurl Content Discovery, add some of the details and why this is important for marketers and programmers to pay attention to.
Thank you very much. It was nice talking to you.
Great, thank you.